Yep,
All right,
so that should be working.
I'm good.
So I can't believe I'm actually talking to you, to be honest.
It's no big deal, man. Honestly, I'm just a dude. I just make YouTube videos. It's cool.
I have you in my book. Would you like to introduce yourself, or?
Sure. What's up, people? I'm Seth. I'm Cinematic Seth. I make YouTube videos, travel vlogs. I explore abandoned places. Sometimes I make music. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. I'm kind of just winging it, hoping that I make something of it and inspire other people to do the same thing. So that's me.
Well, today I'm joined by Seth, who's willingly accepted my invite onto Zoom. This month's subject at the moment is online hate and how people deal with it, and whether they think that what they do to deal with it is enough. So shall we begin?
Yeah, I'm ready when you are, man.
I have them here. So have you been exposed to much hate on YouTube and platforms?
To be honest, I mean, I feel like anytime that you post anything to social media, especially if you do it on a recurring basis like I do, where I'm uploading stuff every single week, sometimes on Instagram, I'm uploading every single day, you're bound to get some of those hate comments, like they don't even really mean anything. They're just kind of like, oh, this sucks, or like, you could have done this instead of doing this, or, you're not correct about something you said in the video or whatever, it's just stupid stuff. So yeah, I've gotten a couple of those since I started making videos, but it's whatever.
Do you think that, and how do you cope with it?
I mean, honestly, I'm a pretty positive person, and throughout the big part of my life, I did have to deal with a lot of negativity from other people, bullying and stuff like that. So throughout the years, I've kind of brought myself to the point where I'm able to keep a positive mindset and just focus on the stuff that makes me happy. And I look at it like, okay, if they don't like it, that's fine. It doesn't have to be for them because I'm doing it for me. If I like it, that's all that matters. So the hate doesn't really get to me.
That's quite a good way of looking at it, really.
Yeah, I mean, it took a really long time for me to get there, and it's not the easiest thing to just be like, hey, see the positive side of things. It takes a lot of time and practice and effort, but eventually people want to be happy, they'll get there.
Do you think social media and platforms are doing enough to tackle it?
I mean, I want to say that they're doing all they can, but at the same time, I don't think that, comment sections are manually scanned for hate comments and, potentially abusive comments. But yeah, I feel like it could definitely be like moderated better, if that's the right word to use.
Yeah.
They could definitely pay more attention to it. It doesn't really matter the platform. They could have a guy or a team who's specifically designed to focus on those types of things, because clearly the robots and the AI that they use to monitor comment sections for potentially abusive words and stuff like that doesn't always work, because these comments still get through to people. And I mean, that does kind of suck. So yeah, there's always more work to be done. The system's not perfect, so they can obviously adjust it if they feel the need to.
I agree with that. Doing this podcast, I've spoken to a few people about how they deal with it, and nobody's actually made that point. They've always put it down to actually someone behind the computer dealing with it. But I believe that it is actually robots that actually have to scan through it, and people can't program them to do that all the time.
100%, yeah.
Also, I had a question from another fan who I've been speaking to, and it was, what's the most disturbingest thing you found on one of your expeditions?
The most disturbing thing I've found. That's a good question. I've seen a lot of stuff. um, I would have to say the most disturbing thing I've probably found is like a dead animal. I mean, I see that all the time, but I love animals, so it makes me sad. Like even if it's like a raccoon or something, I still see it and I'm like, oh no. You know, that's probably the most disturbing thing.
I've noticed that a lot when I've watched videos with you and exploring with Josh. You've dealt with bees and wasps completely differently to the way Josh has.
Yeah, Josh gets kind of scared and he just kind of wimps out a little bit. I'm not really afraid of like insects and bugs, but I am afraid of spiders. So
I'm with you on that one.
dude, they're so gross. I hate spiders, man. Like I know they serve a purpose, but I hate them. They're horrible.
I don't mind if I can see them. I don't mind them. Like there's one in my room at the moment over in the corner. He's been there for weeks, but as soon as he disappears, I will be moving out my bedroom.
Yeah, at that point, it's time to set the house on fire.
What's been your best experience on YouTube?
My best experience on YouTube. Honestly, I would have to say getting to meet Josh and, you know, all the people that I hang out with now, Danny and everybody else. That's been my best experience because I started watching YouTube videos when I found them on YouTube. I was a freshman in high school when I started watching Josh. And, you know, to be in the position that I am now, I mean, I'm extremely grateful for it because he's probably one of my best friends, top 3 best friends for sure. And it's just cool to be where I'm at with them now. You know, like I feel like not a lot of people get that opportunity, and I feel like this is just something that I was meant to do. So it's just like that small world feeling, like, you know, like I really love that. That's definitely top, like hands down my top experience.
But I've been in and out of YouTube for a while now because you either make it or you don't make it. And I used to upload random videos every now and again, and I'd get about 1 view. But I wasn't as passionate about uploading those videos as I am these. And I've noticed the more passionate you are about your content, the better it will do.
Yeah,
because
100%.
You'll put more into doing it.
100%. Yeah, like when it comes to YouTube, like you said, you either make it or you don't, and that totally relies on, in my opinion, 2 things. It relies on the type of content that you're doing and your passion for the content that you're doing. You know, there's an audience for everything, whether you're making cooking videos or you're making exploring abandoned videos like me. You know, there's an audience for it out there. You just got to break through that wall. And the only way to do that is to really show off on camera that you're passionate about it and then combine that with quality content. It sounds so simple and it sounds easy because it is. You just got to keep doing it. You know, like you can't really like upload every now and again. You got to come to a schedule. You got to upload same time every week, and you just got to keep plucking away at the numbers. That's it.
But do you find that you get more hate on YouTube than you do Instagram?
Yeah, definitely more on YouTube. I mean, it's not like I get a lot of hate comments on YouTube. The majority of the stuff that I hear is very positive, about like 99% of it. There's only like maybe 1 hate comment every couple videos for now. Maybe that's just because I have a smaller audience. But yeah, I definitely get more hate on YouTube than I do on Instagram.
And I suppose YouTube's a bigger platform as well. More people can create better accounts, fake accounts, and target people easier on YouTube than they can Instagram.
Yeah, I think it might be a little bit easier because, I mean, yeah, it's definitely easier. I see people do it a lot, actually. I feel like on Instagram, first of all, there's just not as many people on Instagram as there are on YouTube. You know, like, I mean, YouTube has an audience bigger than anybody that even watches TV. Like, there's more people that watch YouTube than there are that watch cable television. So, I mean, that says a lot about how many people are on the platform. Instagram, sure, it's got billions, but I don't think it like really touches YouTube's audience, you know?
If you could tell your younger self one thing, what would it be?
It would be to stop caring about what other people think about you and just do what makes you happy. Because I spent a really long portion of my life worrying about what other people thought and being insecure about stupid things. Like, I mean, the way that I dress, the way that I talk, music I listen to, everything. And that's why like a big part of me and my brand is like, you know, be yourself and go explore the world. I say that at the end of every video because that's what I wish I told myself when I was younger. Like, just be yourself and go explore the world. Plain and simple.
What's been your least favorite adventure you've been on?
I would have to say, hold on, let me go look through my videos really quick. Let's see, because I know that it's on there. Let's see. My least favorite adventure that I've been on. All right, so there was I know a lot. If anybody who explores sees this podcast or hears it, they're gonna make fun of me. But there was this one power plant that I went to. It's pretty like well known in the community. Like everybody's been there, or they at least know what it is. I'm just not a power plant guy. Like I think the architecture can be cool inside of them sometimes, but like I'm learning to love them. I just can't like get interested in them like I do with a theme park or an asylum. Like the passion for me is just not there. It's probably like my least favorite video I've ever made because it's like I didn't care so much about it. But yeah, that's definitely the one. It's one of my older ones. People can scroll back and go and see it. They actually filmed one of the Transformers movies at that power plant.
Well, there you go. You should be more interested.
I should be, but like I can't get with power plants, man. I'm just not into it.
I've tried doing like exploring videos before, but they're on my computer, but I haven't uploaded them because they're just ridiculous. But what was the other question? It was, what was your first YouTube video?
My first YouTube video was I was exploring.
Not necessarily the one you've uploaded, the first one you've made.
Yes. Funny enough, the first one that I uploaded was the first one I ever made. The first one that I ever made was when I went to this abandoned asylum. Funny enough, it was also the first video that I ever saw Josh make when I was in freshman year. So that place is like very special to me because it's like that's kind of where the whole journey started, you know, like I saw my first ever abandoned video there, and then I made my first ever abandoned video there. It was just like a whole it was a whole full circle. And back then I was making videos with a GoPro. I didn't even have the setup that I have now. I was just there running and gunning, just making whatever video I could. I actually hate the videos so much because of like where I'm at with my filmmaking ability now, but I appreciate like what it was for the time.
Yeah. Do you have any regrets?
Regrets, like when it comes to YouTube?
Or anything you're willing to share, of course.
That's actually a great question. I would say my younger self would have a lot of regrets, but me now, no. Like I look at everything that happened in my life as a lesson, you know, positive or negative. There's a rhyme and a reason for everything, and I feel like everything happens for a reason. If something negative happens to me, I'm kind of just like, okay, it happened. I reflect on it, and over the course of the next few weeks, months, years, however long it takes me to get over it, I just learn from it, and I use it as a stepping stone to get to that next platform of being the human that I'm supposed to be.
Absolutely. Like doing these YouTube videos that I'm doing now, before I done them, I had a lot of regret. I would spend most of my days sat in my room regretting a lot of things. But now I think about it, I wouldn't possibly be sat here talking to you if I hadn't have gone through what I went through. And that's why I'm doing these podcasts, to make people aware that no matter how big or small you are on YouTube, or whatever platform, you are still the same person with or without it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%. I totally believe that. I mean, I've met some really like popular YouTubers that are actually stupid people, like really bad people. But then there's, I mean, I would like to think I'm a good guy. So I mean, there's people like me who have like less than 10,000 followers, and I think I'm a good person. I mean, I'm talking to you right now. I think you're a good person. I think it's not in the numbers, it's in the person behind the numbers.
Absolutely. I've seen, like, someone I'm talking to online at the moment who's quite well known. I've seen him go from like top to bottom, and he's stuck in the middle at the moment and not sure what to do. But I find social media, you've either been born to be used to it or you're not used to it and you won't get on with it.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I think I was born in 1999, so I'm 21 now. I think I was born just before technology started to take over. So I mean, I had a little bit of that
Yeah,
childhood without, picking up a cell phone and knowing how to use it right away or anything like that. I mean, I grew up playing outside and getting down and dirty and stuff. So, I mean, I've adjusted well enough to social media because I'm still at that young age. But like my parents, nah, it just does.
yeah.
They're a little bit different. They probably don't know the ins and outs just because of the generational like time gap.
I was born in 2002, but my parents are, I think, in their 40s, and I didn't have a smart. This is my first smartphone I've ever had, and I got this the beginning of last year because my parents did not have social media at all.
Oh yeah, I mean, I know a couple people that that like didn't get their phone until recently. I mean, I didn't even get my first phone until I was in the 8th grade. So yeah, I mean, going through middle school
But
without a phone, that sucks.
I think that's good in a way because we know a life before it and after it. So when people are born with a phone in their hands, they know nothing different. As soon as something goes wrong with that phone, that's their whole life ruined in their mind. Whereas we understand modern technology, but we also understand what it was like beforehand. And I think that's got a little bit to do with online hate as well.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. I mean, like me personally, I can put my phone down all day, not talk to anybody, and still figure out what to do with myself and what I want to do with my life.
Yeah.
Um, and I think the point that you made about having that quality and knowing how to deal with the online hate, I think that's why I'm so good at it, is because I don't rely on, social media metrics like follower counts and likes and all that other stuff. I don't really care about that stuff. And I don't necessarily have to listen to the people on the internet if they have anything bad to say about me either, because all I got to do is put my phone down and just go live my life.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a really good point that you made. I totally agree with it.
If you could tell yourself something, or if you could change one thing about yourself now, what would it be? Or is there even anything you'll change?
I would definitely change the amount of times that I randomly get like insecure about myself, because there's a there was a point in my life where like I was very, very insecure about my physical appearance, and I've gotten a lot better with it. Like now I'm able to look at myself in the mirror and be like, you're not too bad looking. But still every now and again, like somebody will say something, or there'll be like a lyric in a song that'll like just kind of trigger me, I guess, in a way. And it'll make me think for like maybe 5 or 10 minutes out of my day, like, I'm kind of not that good looking, or like, I wish I could change that. Like, but realistically, I mean, that's only the minute, like I'm not constantly thinking that I'm insecure, but that is definitely something I would change, is those little moments throughout the day where I get like a little insecure about myself.
Absolutely. There's an actual interesting study that I was reading the other day where this woman was severely insecure about herself, and she'd spend 2 minutes every day just making eye contact with herself in a mirror, not talking, just staring at herself in a mirror for 2 minutes every day. And after about 3 weeks, she wasn't insecure.
That's
It was
actually really
really interesting to watch.
well, you know, what makes that so interesting to me is because, like, I feel like insecurity, you're not born with that. Insecurity is taught. Insecurity is basically the fear that you're not good enough for the standards of other people, you know? So, I mean, if you do what she did and you just stare at a mirror all day long without thinking about, you know, other people's standards or expectations of your physical self or any part of you really, then maybe you can achieve your goal that way, you know, like to look at yourself in the mirror and be like, hey, you know, I'm really not that bad. Like, I don't see anything wrong with me.
Absolutely. I watched, going back to your videos, I watched the Salem Witch one the other night.
Yes.
I must admit, I didn't realize you'd done that one because I watched it on Josh's channel, and I've been subscribed to you for a long time now, but for some reason my notifications were turned off, so I didn't get any notifications from you. And then that's what encouraged me to message you, because I hadn't had no notifications on YouTube, and I was like, has he quit YouTube or has he gone on a break?
Oh yeah. So I mean, I was there when Josh was there. Me, him, and one other guy are the only people on the internet that have made like actual videos of the inside of that place. And I mean, it was a lot of fun. But coming back to the other point about how I was you weren't being notified, that annoys the hell out of me because YouTube really does that sometimes. Like even with Josh, you know, people will click the notification bell and they still don't get notified until like maybe minutes or 20, 30 minutes, an hour after he uploads his video. Like it sucks because we want our people to like pay attention to us, and you know, so that way they can see the content that they enjoy seeing. That's why it's so important for everyone to follow us on everything that we have, because we post on everything at the same time. You know, like if you miss one app, you might get the other. But yeah, that's really annoying. I mean, I'm glad that you reached out though. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you for responding. Another thing, I must admit, I wasn't going to say this to you, but I struggle when you do a video somewhere and Josh does the same video. For some reason, I can't watch both, if that makes sense. I either have to watch it on Josh's channel and wait a few months before I can watch it on yours, or I watch it on yours and wait a few months to watch it on Josh, because it confuses me.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes complete sense.
Because I'm like, hang on a minute. I'm just like, hang on a minute. Josh was stood over there just a minute ago, but now Seth's over there, but they were together in that shot.
Yeah.
Or you see filming, you think he's filming, but he's actually taking a picture for Instagram, and I'm like, I didn't see that clip on his YouTube video.
Yeah, things so the way that it really works, a lot of people don't understand this. A lot of people think that when we upload a video, we're actually there right now. That's not the way it works.
Yeah. I must admit, I used to think that.
Yeah, I mean, it happens because I thought that way too at first when I was new to it. But you know, the more I started doing it, I started to understand like the way that it works. So what actually happens is we go on these road trips, right? And you know, maybe we'll hit one abandoned place or however many places we hit. We'll check out all those places. We'll film all of our videos at the exact same time. So then we go back home and then we're backlogged for weeks, you know? And maybe when we post a photo on Instagram, it's not necessarily the place that we're talking about in our video. But that's just because we also take photos, and we just have we have hundreds of thousands of photos that are just backlogged for weeks. Like the amount of content that we do on a daily basis is actually crazy, and it's a lot of hard work. But I totally get what you mean about not being able to watch like the same two videos about the same place, because it is a little bit confusing sometimes. I mean, the whole point of us doing our videos at the same time is because it shows the same place just in different perspectives. Like,
Yeah,
people that enjoy Josh's perspective and his personality, they're more than welcome to go watch his videos over mine. I mean, I don't really have a preference, but vice versa, you know, like it just works out both ways. And if people want to come back and rewatch the same place just with me in the video or Josh in the video, then whatever works for them. I just appreciate when people watch the videos.
absolutely. Um, but I must admit, I don't, even though there's the same video in the same place, I don't see them as the same place, if that makes sense. Because depending on what you're exploring, depending on who I'll watch first.
Yeah, I agree with that, because even though me and Josh are in the same hobby, we have two different ways that we explore. We have two different ways that we film, two different ways that we edit. Like, the whole process is the same, but the way that we do it is different, if that makes any sense.
It took me a while to start like watching other people other than Josh explore, because to begin with, I was like, this is Josh, this is his job. He
Yeah.
knows what he's doing. And then seeing someone in the background being an idiot or something and falling face first or screaming, I'm like, do I really want to go over to their channel and watch that?
Yeah, and at first that was like my thing was, when I met Josh, I was just happy to meet the dude. But
Yeah.
I also had the thought in the back of my mind, like, okay, so I mean, now I'm gonna be in one of his videos. That's obviously kind of a big deal for me. Maybe people will want to come over and watch my videos. So it like really forced me to step up my game and, like, if anything, kind of grow my own abilities and just be more mindful of how I show myself on camera. So, I mean, I don't know. It's just been a lot of fun.
What else? I have the book here. Oh, I just wanted to warn you and Josh, when you put your pictures online on Instagram, when you, like, Josh sells his photos, doesn't he?
You kind of broke up there. Say that one more time.
Josh sells his photos on Instagram, doesn't he?
Yeah. So, like, he has a separate website that allows him to sell his photos on his website, but he does broadcast it through Instagram. So yeah, he does that. I do that as well.
But I just wanted to warn you two that I don't know who it is, but I've seen a lot of people taking screenshots of your story, then printing them off, if that makes sense. So they don't, it's your photo, but they don't actually have to pay for it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't really care too much about that, because the way that I look at it, if you want to go and blow up a screenshot, that screenshot's going to look like absolute garbage compared to buying my photo. So, I mean,
Yeah.
if you're fine with having a crappy looking picture on your wall when you could pay for the full price and, you know, respect me and my art, I would appreciate that. But I mean, hey, you do what you want to do. The universe accepts your actions, and so do I.
Sadly, we're going to run out of time. We've only got 9 minutes and 49 seconds. So
Speed run, here we go.
what's your dream for like the next couple years? Where do you see yourself?
The next couple of years, I want to quit my job and travel the world with my friends. That's it.
What do you do as a job at the moment?
So right now, I'm a full-time portrait photographer for a national company in America. The company's called Lifetouch. What they do is they take like school photos. So I take like ID pictures of students and teachers. I take school sports photography, like soccer, football, all that. I do dance photos, you know, like recreational dancing, school dances, stuff like that. I work in the fall and in the spring, and then I'm actually off in the summer and the winter. So that's actually when I do most of my traveling.
But you'd rather give that up and go traveling full time?
Absolutely, yeah. I am so not a 9 to 5 person. Like, Don't get me wrong, I love my job and I love the people that I work with, but if I ever get the financial opportunity to quit that job and do everything that I want to do for the rest of my life, then no question, I'm going to pick that.
And I'd support you for doing that, because there's no point sticking in something you don't want to do when you have the opportunity to do something else.
Yeah, exactly. I appreciate that support. Like the people that follow me and all that, that means the world to me because they're just helping me get to that goal.
And that's why I like your channel, because you actually communicate with your fans. Like some YouTubers, they upload a video, they comment for the like first 30 minutes and then that's it.
Yeah, no, I'm the complete opposite. I don't know when my life is going to get so busy that I won't be able to reply to people, but for as long as I'm able, like physically able, mentally able to communicate with my fans, whether it's on Instagram, YouTube, no matter what, if someone leaves a comment on my stuff, I'm going to reply back to you. You know, if you got something nice to say, I'll say something nice back. And because why wouldn't I want to talk to you guys? You know, like you guys are the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing, sort of. So I want to show my appreciation for you guys.
But I've seen a lot of comments going, I wish Seth wouldn't comment back, because it makes me feel bad because I know he's seeing how annoying I am. I've seen a load of comments like that.
No way, like not even close. I love everybody that comments on my stuff. I love when people like actually want to talk to me. I love the people that are starting to stan me. That's awesome. Like I grew up standing other YouTubers. So like to be what I was to other people, like, you know, that's cool to me. And the fact that people actually enjoy me and my work that much just makes me happy. I don't think anybody's annoying for enjoying me and wanting to talk to me. I'll talk to everybody all day long.
But I'm honestly still shocked the fact that you replied to me, because I've hit a lot of dead end self-publishing my page and my channel. So to then have someone like a Lone Star, you, Sam, and a load of other people to actually want to do this voluntary and agree to do it is just my passion, and I want to continue this. I'm not sure where I'm going to end up with it, but
yeah, dude, that's great. And I mean, like, I was actually shocked at someone wanting to interview me. I've never been interviewed before. This is the first time, so I was like, you know what, hell yeah, let's do it. But you know, I just appreciate the support and the fact that you actually enjoy like me enough to want to talk to me and stuff. And if me coming on this interview inspires you to keep doing what you're doing, then that's you helping me, because my goal in life is to inspire other people to chase their dreams like I'm doing right now. So, you know, more power to you.
if you ever get interviewed again, it will probably be a lot more professional than this.
Man, quality doesn't bother me. I just like the meaning behind things. So if there's like a solid meaning behind this interview, then I'm behind it.
Well, we're running low on time. Is there anything you would like to add, or?
You got, damn, people can really tell that I'm new at interviews. Well, first of all, thanks for having me on the podcast. It was a lot of fun. You know, if you ever have like another topic that you want to have me on, have me talk more about the whole thing, like another subject, I'm totally down for it. People that are listening or watching this, whatever, you guys should keep tuning in every week, because he's a cool dude and he's got a lot of stuff to say. Good questions. And yeah, that's really it.
Your links will be in the description with a personal message to you. I do it with all my guests. It's been lovely talking to you, and I hope to keep in contact.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Thank you so much for having me again, and just shoot me a message whenever. Like I said, I respond to everybody.
Well, thank you, and enjoy whatever you're doing next this evening or this morning over there.
Yeah, you too, man. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Peace.